Just picked up this Husky 4.5 gallon, 1.3 horsepower compressor. Was looking for something that was going to be quieter and a little easier to transport than the old pancake compressor that I have that I've been using. I mean, that we all have. You know, we all have these pancake compressors because they're cheap, they're available, you can get them anywhere, and they get the job done. But Husky, this is their new model. They had a previous model with the tanks on the front and the control panel up top that looked a lot like the California Air Products compressor and almost identical specs. So that one's no longer available. This is the new one that just came out. Looks like it came out late last fall, early winter. Was not able to find a lot on it out on YouTube, so I thought, you know what, we're just going to have to buy it, test it out, see how it works, and let you guys know. See if maybe we can be the first out here with a YouTube review on it. So we'll quickly cover the specs on this thing. As I mentioned, 4.5 gallon dual tank, 175 psi, duty cycle of about 50%, and at 90 psi it's going to deliver 3 SCFM. So plenty of air to run nailers, roofing nailers, framing nailers. In fact, it'll run 2 of them. So covering the features quick: big regulator knob up front, tank gauge, tool gauge, and 2 dual outlets, so you can run 2 tools at once. Overall fit and finish and construction seems to be pretty good. The welds are pretty decent. The paint, the finish doesn't seem to be too bad. The wheels, you know, I was looking at the DeWalt 55-416 and the Makita that are in similar sizes and configurations. These wheels are a little bit cheaper than those. Not quite as nice, but pop on and off. They seem to be decent. Seems like they're going to hold up, but we'll try it and see. We can replace these with some solid rubber wheels, and you got a little bit of clearance. You can probably go a little bit bigger so that rolling around the job site's a little bit easier. Extendable handle for transport. So you can wrap an air hose around here, drag it around on the job site. Cord wrap for your power cable. The big thing about this compressor that is what it's really pushing itself on, what's marketing itself on, is how quiet it is. You know, we all have compressors, and they are not a quiet tool. This particular compressor claims 65 dB. So when it's running, you should be able to have a conversation with it. You should be able to be near it and have a conversation with somebody. And I tell you what, I broke it in. The break-in procedure is pretty simple. You're going to just turn your regulator down. You're going to open up your drain valve on the back, and you're going to run it for 10 minutes. And under no load, this thing is as quiet as can be. All right, I'm going to go ahead and crank everything down here and open up the valve in the back. And we're going to turn it on here in a second. One thing I did want to mention, the previous model of this, and this is probably one of the negatives with this particular unit, is it's a little heavier than the previous model. This weighs in at 72, 73 pounds. So it's not terrible. It's manageable to throw it up in and out of the trailer, up and in and out of the back of the truck. But the previous one was aluminum tanks, and so that made the weight down in the low 60s. So it was a little bit lighter of a compressor than this one is. Obviously, I think to save cost, they went to steel tanks on this one, because this compressor at Home Depot is 199 bucks. Like I said, I was comparing this and looking at the DeWalt 55-416, which is a little bit of a step up. Same 4.5 gallon tanks, a little bit more motor, a little bit higher PSI. The DeWalt will give you 225 PSI, and it'll give you 5 SCFM of air output. Dual outputs, simple controls, a little bit bigger wheels, and it's in a flat configuration. if I didn't buy this, I probably would have bought the Makita. I'm kind of a Makita shop, so we use a lot of Makita here, and I've had really good luck with it. It's taken care of us very well. The Makita is about $350. Again, about 5 SCFM at 90 psi for the Makita, but it only runs, I think, 135 or 140 psi instead of the 175 that the Husky does, or the 225 that the DeWalt does. So, the Makita handle dual guns. Just a solid compressor. Reading reviews on the DeWalt, I saw a lot of issues with that. A lot of failures on the job site. So, I don't know. I personally have not used the DeWalt. So if anybody has and wants to chime in, that would be fantastic. Give us your feedback. Let us know. But again, $199. The DeWalt's $389. So you're doubled in price to go to the DeWalt. Is it heavier? Probably. And that kind of brings us to what this compressor, who it's for. We're kind of a general contractor remodeler. We don't do a lot of framing. We do, we'll frame some interior walls, remove some walls, do a lot of trim work, cabinetry, that kind of stuff. I think this is going to be perfect for us. All right. If you're a contractor that's running 2 nail guns, framing or roofing 8, 10, 12 hours a day, this may not be quite heavy enough for you. This is not really, I don't think it's built for that. This is a good solid compressor for a general contractor kind of person. We're going to use it on a roofing project. It's not very big, about 8, 9 squares of roofing. We're going to run 2 guns off of it. We're going to see what it does. So, see if it keeps up, see if it has any issues, and we'll let you know how that goes. We'll get some video from that, and we'll report back on that one as well. But the big thing about this is quiet, how quiet it is. When I fired it up to let it do its break-in, it's extremely quiet. So I'm going to get, right now I've got the valve open in the back. The 2 tanks are connected, which is nice. So that when at the end of the day, when you drain, you can drain all the water out. Everything, all the water condensation will run down from the top tank to the bottom tank and out the bottom valve. Bottom valve is really easy to get to. I'll swing around and give you a close-up of that here in a minute. But overall, the controls are very simple. They're laid out pretty well. And it's very, very quiet. So let's turn it on. Alright, so I haven't changed my voice. I have not changed how I'm talking at the moment. Camera is about 3.5 foot from the compressor. And I'm using an external shotgun microphone. So it's going to pick up whatever sound is right here. I'm right next to the compressor, and in my normal talking voice, you can see just how quiet this compressor is. Now, I'm going to close the valve in the back, and I'm going to go ahead and turn up the regulator, because it does get a little bit louder under load. It's not too terrible bad, but it is noticeable. But if this is something you're going to use in a customer's house, if you're going to take it in and do a trim job, this is not obnoxious at all. The sound is not sharp. When I plug in the pancake compressor that we've all heard, that's a very sharp, metallic sound. This is more of a hum. So, really, really nice as far as the sound goes. So, 65 dB, I would say that they're not too far off of that. So, I'm going to close up the valve, and we're going to start a timer here. And we're going to see just how long it takes to fill this thing up to 175 psi. But as you can hear now, the sound did change a little bit. And as the pressure builds, it's going to get a little deeper hum and a little bit louder. But again, it's not terrible bad. It really isn't. It's been filling for about 30 seconds now. And we're at 75 psi. So I think, if I remember, I did a quick test on this. I think it's under 2 minutes to fill it up to 175 psi. One of the other things that I wanted to talk about, is you can see there's not a lot of vibration. This thing seems to be pretty well built, pretty well balanced. To test this, I took a quarter, lay it up on top here, and I'll get a close-up on this for you as well, but the quarter, it's moving a little bit, but nothing too bad at all. Let's go ahead. We're going to bring the camera in so you can see close-up on the quarter. Vibration. So we're up to 150 psi. And we're coming up on 2 minutes, and we're just shy of 175 now. Looks like it's going to take all right, 2 minutes and 18 seconds to get to 175 psi. So just over 2 minutes to get it built up. Not a lot of heat in the tank. As you can see, there was not a lot of vibration. Quarter stayed put, didn't really move around a whole lot. So now I'm going to plug a hose into it. And let's see. Maybe I'm going to plug a hose into it. What's going on? Why does it want to do this? Ugh. Okay. There we go. Reaching around trying to do stuff is always difficult. So, it's got a blower nozzle. We'll just run it out, see where she kicks in. Roughly 130, 135 psi is where it kicked in. So, alright. Shut this off. Run down the tank a little bit. Alright, give you a comparison here quick. I'm going to pull the pancake compressor up. Alright, 6-gallon pancake compressor, also a Husky. So just a little sound comparison between the two. So you can see just how loud, just what the sound difference is. So here's the pancake compressor. As you can see, when I try to talk over the pancake compressor, it's very difficult. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but this is a much louder, much sharper sound. So that's a pancake compressor. I don't know if you could hear me while I was trying to talk over that one. But we turn on the new one and try to talk, and you can hear me a lot better, I believe, with this compressor. So alright, so huge sound difference between the two, as you can see. If you're using this in a residential environment, if you're using it in your shop, This is definitely going to be a lot quieter. You can use this inside, I think, when you're working in an owner-occupied house while they're in there, and you're not going to be near as annoying as this guy is. So, just a little comparison between the two. I'm going to rotate this around quick, give you a view of the wheels we talked about earlier. Let me unplug it first. It does have kind of a short cord on it. So you're going to want a heavy duty extension cord, because this cord is not but maybe 5 foot. So you're going to want a good 12 or 14 gauge extension cord to go on this thing. So here's the wheels we talked about. Again, they roll nice. They're a rubber outer and a hard plastic inner. So I suspect if you have any problems with these, it's going to be this hard plastic inner breaking. Getting banged around, coming out of the truck to trailer, and over rocks and stuff at the job site. We'll flip it around the back quick. You can see the drain valve down here. So again, just a quarter turn. It drains your tanks, and will also drain all the condensate out of the tanks. So overall, we're gonna have to put this to the test. I don't really want to give I don't use opinions about tools until I've had a chance to use them for a little while. But from initial impressions, it's quiet. It's fairly compact. This is going to fit in the bed of your truck. Let's see just how tall this is off the ground. Because like the bed of my truck is about 22.5 inches deep. This sits at about 25.5. So if you have a tonneau cover on it, that's not going to work. But you can probably take this, lay it down, and if you do that and transport it this way, now you're only at 18.25 inches. So 18.25 inches, you can slide this up underneath your tonneau cover. So on a standard full-size truck. So again, looks to be a solid unit. It is very quiet. That was the one thing that I wanted to see. Again, the DeWalt seems to be one of the more popular models out there for job site compressor. This is probably not built as heavy as a DeWalt, but I haven't seen as many, negative reviews on this one. But it may not be getting used in the same way that DeWalt is on the job site. So, you're going to have to do this for yourself and kind of figure out what makes sense for you. But the DeWalt comes with a 1-year warranty. This comes with a 3-year warranty. Now, warranty doesn't do you any good in the middle of a job and you break down. But literally, you can buy 2 of these for 1 DeWalt. So, is that a better business decision? Is that a better purchase for your business? As a homeowner, if you use this in your shop or as a woodworker, then this is going to be, it's not going to get tested. It's not going to get pushed. If you are a framer or a roofer, this is going to get pushed. So, do you buy 2 of them? You got a spare. 3-year warranty, you get it replaced. You have the option of running more guns that way. I don't know. It depends upon your setup and what you're looking to accomplish with it. So, this is the new Husky. Model number on this one is 3320445. It was available in my local Home Depot. It didn't show up on their inventory system, but they did have 2 of them. So you have to check with your store to see if it's something that is available in your particular store. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. That way you get notifications of all the new videos coming out. We've got quite a bit coming here. Got a lot of tool reviews. We kind of made a jump from, a very, very part-time business to we're starting to do more. So we've had to kind of tool up a little bit. I just added Milwaukee roofing nailer. So we're going to run this with this compressor on this roofing job we got coming up. We'll do a full review on this, see how it works. so far, it's light, it handles well, it's balanced well. Look for a full review coming up on that. Also, I've made a move to adding a lot of 12-volt tools to what I carry with my 18 volts. The 12 volts are smaller, fit into a lot of places that I can't get into with my 18 volts. So I've got, I went out and bought the Makitas and I bought the Rigids just to kind of compare them. That way I've got one set in the shop, one set in the toolbox for the truck. And we're going to do some videos on those as well. So like, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you guys have a great day.